Howdy, it's Uncle Paul, and this week I make a pot roast that would even make my mama proud. Well, it is Tuesday morning, and you know what this hat means. It means that I'm in the mood to cook, and also I've got my mom mug here. And the reason I have it is because I'm cooking a pot roast. It's a pork shoulder roast, and so whenever I do that, I think about my mom. Now, we would have roast potatoes, carrots, nearly every Sunday. It seemed like that was our Sunday lunch after we'd get home from church, and also quite often. We would go by, my dad would go by to the bakery at Mini-Mac's, which was a grocery store nearby. And we'd put donuts. He'd buy donuts of all kinds. He liked the cake donuts especially. And we'd put that oven on like 100 degrees and warm up those donuts while we were eating the roast. So, yeah, good stuff. Okay, I am going to christen my refurbished Lodge Dutch oven or pot here, cast iron, that I refurbished last week. I'm going to cook my very first thing in it. That's what it looks like now. And of course, you don't remember what it looked like before. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook a pork butt roast in it right here. And I've already got it all seasoned with salt and pepper and garlic. And so the first thing I want to do, I want to brown that. And I'm going to do so in some lard. Good old lard. Okay, so while my pot here is heating up, I've got it on a medium high to high heat. And because I just want to sear this roast, brown it on all sides. I want to go ahead and get my oven going. I'm just going to set it on 300 degrees and cook this kind of low and slow. But one of the things I'm going to add, a couple of things, I'm going to add this is some yellow onion and radishes. I've heard of people using radishes, cooking with them to kind of replace potatoes because they're extremely low carb. Like all of these right here, that's probably like a total of maybe 3 net carbs with all of these right here. Maybe not even quite that much. So I've fried some and I've boiled some with some green beans this week. And they really taste good. So this is what I'm going to put in with this roast. Okay. Let's go ahead and get it in. And oops. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to flip it to the other side here. Let's see. Okay, that's got some good browning. I could have gotten a little bit more maybe. We'll let that go a couple or so minutes. Okay, now I'm going to take it out for just a minute, and I've got that lard and some good flavorful stuff there. I'm going to put in my radishes and the onions, kind of let those saute a little bit, get a little flavor on them. Go ahead, I'm going to add some crushed red pepper. Some black pepper. Some garlic, granulated garlic here. And some sea salt. Okay, I've turned off the burner and I've taken the pot off of the heat, and now I'm going to add 1 cup of hot water, but I'm going to need that for moisture, and I'm not even going to put, I'm going to put more like half a cup actually. Okay, now get the roast back in there on top of the radishes and onions, and I think I might even add a little bit of butter to that. Okay, put on 4 pats of butter, and my oven is preheated to 300 degrees, and it's time to put the lid on and get it in the oven. Okay, so this roast weighs 2.5 pounds, and so I am going to probably cook it at least 2.5 hours, if not more. So I'm going to set this, I'm just going to set it 1 hour at a time and check it after the first hour. Okay, it has been 2.5 hours, so let's check it out. All right, well, you can see those radishes lost that red color for sure. Look at there. Ooh, looks good. All right, let me try it. Okay, I've got me a little plate here, and the radishes, by the way, there was like 15 of those radishes, I think, and I'd said there was maybe close to 3 carbs, net carbs. I was wrong. It's a lot less than that. Probably for those 15. It might have been like 1.5 grams of net carbs, so it's really, there's just hardly any carbs in them. All right, get a little bit of everything here. And that roast is very tender, and with a bite of radish. I know this is a pretty sight and sound. I think Mama would have been proud. I'll tell you what, last night I had a difficult time sleeping actually because, but right before I went to bed, I was excited about having roast left over for today, you know, and I'm always thinking about food and what I'm going to eat and when I'm going to eat it. But anyway, so it struck me, I had the idea a roast sandwich would be so good. And so I thought I'm going to make that bread recipe, that low carb bread recipe from a mug, and I had a video on that several months ago. And I'm going to make that and make me a nice leftover roast sandwich. I'm going to toast the bread, and I'm going to use mayo, which is 0 carb, and mustard and cheese, all 0 carb, and not real high in calories. So I was really excited when I finally got to eat lunch today. Well, it is Saturday morning, and I tell you, I ate on that pot roast all week. It really was good. I'm obviously definitely going to do that again. But today I want to give a shout out to a great trail angel and friend of mine, Craig Dietrich. He and his wife Jody, of course, put me up in their home, showed me great hospitality this year on my trip out there to hike on the Appalachian Trail. And of course, I first met Craig last year when he really helped me out a lot. But anyway, what I wanted to give a shout out to him for is because he is on a major bike ride right now, a very long distance one, and it's called Ragbri is what it's called, and you probably are familiar with it. You know, Red Mage did it like a year or 2 ago, or at least he attempted to, but it's a 7-day bike ride across the state of Iowa, and it's like 8,500 people, and it's a lottery system to be involved in it. And I want to give you a quote from Craig's riding it with his sister, and I want to give you a quote that she said. She said this is a moving carnival, state fair, costume party. It's like a big festival across the state. It's a really big deal since 1973, and it's approximately around 475 miles is what they end up doing. And when I was at Craig and Jody's house, Craig showed me some videos from previous years of the RAGBRAI race. It's not a race, and it just really looked like a lot of fun. And RAGBRAI stands for Registers Annual Great Bicycle Ride Across Iowa, and it's the Des Moines Register is who started it. So anyway, just wanted to give him a big shout out. He's doing great. I think today is like the last day, and he's hanging in there, and he and his sister are doing well and having a lot of fun. So good on you, Craig. Good Sunday morning, everybody. Well, I don't have much time. I'm going to be preaching at the Church of Christ in Mason, Texas today, and that is over a 2-hour drive, so let's go get on the scale. Okay, last week I weighed 391.2, and this week I weigh 388.8, and that's a 2.4 weight loss on the week. I'll take that. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week.